Hold on. You're gonna hear me fight a cat.
No, don't fight the cat.
Stop eating my stuff. Stop
Hello. Oh. Yes.
Sorry.
You're good.
Come on, Mel.
He's fine. If I have to kick him out, I'll kick him out.
He's on my side, so...
Behave, Furble. Or I will beat the shit out of you. Okay, you can just run out of the room. Bye. Crazy cat. Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's episode of Aetherpunk Birthright. Quick disclaimer, I am calming down after a seriously annoying thing of trying to figure out financial stuff. So please be patient with me as we play D&D today. Because I want to play, I want to have fun. Let's have fun. What?
Penis!
So, would anyone like to go for the cat? What the fuck? Would anyone like to do the recap? Cool. Yes. What the heck?
Morian, we tried to talk to her, but it only ended up confusing her, so then we shot her until she calmed down. With bullets. It was very painful, I assume.
Percussive maintenance on a person.
Exactly. We knocked her out with violent sedatives.
Oh my god, it was literally the Iron Man and Hulk meme, go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep.
100%.
Exactly. Afterwards, we talked to Mara for a little bit, and then we had a argument over how best to handle the tree in the city, and then we realized that the city was way fucking bigger than we thought, and none of our plans would work. And that's where we ended the session, with Madrash sending a message to Hilda. And now he's either going to get a message back or literally explode. So
Why not both? Why not both, indeed.
Yeah. Once again, apologies on not conveying the scale of the city.
no, it's fine.
Million things to keep track of. Some things fall through the cracks. Apparently one of them was a city.
Burp.
Alright, so, get yourself a fancy schmancy hero point, and...
They shouldn't let me have these. That's a bad idea.
Nah, I see no problem with you having them.
That's what my therapist said.
So, because it was a while ago, Doom, do you remember what the message was that you sent to Hilda? Because the DM does not remember.
Oh man, it's almost like I have it in the chat right here,
Okay, cool.
Oboram, and yeah. This is why I posted it, so that you had time to debate and decide how that's gonna work. Because I remember that the Curse of the Apple, the words you used was she cannot reach out to them, but message reaches out to her.
Mm-hmm.
And my thought and worry about this is that if this works, it's probably only gonna work once.
Okay.
So better make it fucking count.
Oh, the numbers on this. I was trying to figure out, like, 8? 3? It's like those are the numbers of how much.
Numbers are counting numbers.
Got it. Yeah. Sorry. The Obo is just like, huh? So,
I understand.
the message that you get back.
Here, I'll say the message so that it's,
Yeah.
that everyone listening can understand.
Yes.
Yes or no? Can we save Mara if we free you? And will saving you doom the city? Anything else you want to say?
Yes. No. No. Please hurry.
Fuck. Madrash is like immediately like all of the bravado from the earlier like arguments and conversation just kind of like fades, and Madrash turns to Jonah. She said we can save Mara if we free her. She said saving her will not doom the city. And the only thing else she had to say was please hurry.
Alright. I still have no idea how we're gonna get her out of the tree.
Well,
we do have a remove curse scroll coming in. I figured it would
should be in tomorrow, I believe.
No, that still has 4 more days left on that. Yeah, you guys
like
started that
okay.
yesterday.
I feel like a remove curse scroll for this might end up being like just trying to, get a burglar out of your house by spitting on their shoes, Like, it's not really... It doesn't seem like it's gonna do much. We can try it, but...
Unfortunately, as far as I'm aware, that is the only step we have towards doing this. We can see if there's a library about curses and... Am I cutting out?
No.
Okay, sorry, my Discord was like red for a sec.
It was Angie.
Yeah. Oh, I know why. That should fix it. I can see if we could speak to the most well-learned family, and I could see what I can do to get us a favor and get into their private library. Because nobles, as posh as they may be, the ability to break powerful curses is something that I think a noble may have. Seems like the paranoid concern of a rich baby.
I'll look into maybe seeing if I can talk to the priests again. I might be able to get some insight into their caretaking of the tree, see if there's any process they do to maintain it that might facilitate magical properties.
I'm not the most experienced with magic, but funny enough, spitting it out of my very blood, but I do know a decent bit about wait, brain. Rivia.
I don't know jack shit about magic, but I'm a devout follower.
Of Rivia?
Yeah.
Hmm.
I like hold up like the collection of holy symbols that are hanging around my neck.
I'm going to, in my bag, pull out a holy symbol of Rivia and Mordeus.
That's fun. And drop it back in his shirt.
Best way to appreciate life,
Yeah.
personally.
So what are we thinking? Maybe split up or something? I have a rapport with the priests.
Clarity, Gleb, what do you think?
Well, if Gleb doesn't mind my speaking to him, it seems like your task is going to involve a lot of talking and persuading, whereas Jonah seems to be talking about the vitality of the tree and religious stuff. But I think at least taking a look at the tree and seeing the nature of it might be something that Gleb would be good at. And of course, I talk a little better.
How about this? I can take Gleb. We can look at the tree. We were there before, so they'd probably let us in pretty easy. We can get Gleb in to get a look at it, ask about, what processes they take. We can probably find some hints. If Clarity and Madrash, if you guys want to talk to the nobles, I mean, you guys are probably the best talkers of us, and Madrash can use his following of Rivia to, persuade them to be more open-lipped about religious subjects.
Mm-hmm. That I think that would be a good split. Clarity, you have a way to disengage from a bad situation pretty quick, yes?
Define disengage from a bad situation.
Do you have a
In
way to
layman's
fuck
terms,
off if you need to?
get the fuck out?
Well, I could see if,
Actually, I picked up something just for this type of event. Hold on. And I'll reach into my bag and I'll throw a pouch to Clarity. It's a dust of disappearance. Sprinkle that, and you and people around you will turn invisible for, I believe, a minute.
oh, well, if we're talking about that, then yes, I can become invisible.
Wonderful. In case things go a bit south, I could... Are you scared of heights, Clarity? I don't think I've ever had to ask that.
No.
Okay, well, I can fly for about a minute. And that may benefit an escape for us. And then, should you need help, Jonah, it'd probably be best if Isabella went with you and Gleb for now.
I mean, that works, yeah.
All right. Also, additionally, I already used my wings today, but I can still Misty Step. So, in for a penny, in for a pound, I'm sure.
I think for now, maybe we should talk to some people with lower stakes today, and then come back with a full tank of gas. Do we use gas in this world? A full
Aether.
tank of Aether.
There is the equivalent, yeah. A full tank is still relevant.
Come back with a full tank. Maybe we can see that Iron Eye guy said he could introduce us, correct? To the Green Thumbs and whatnot.
Yes.
Maybe talk to the Green Thumbs, ascertain how much of effect the tree has on the city. You know, how much they rely on it, not just for food, but, you know, other things as well. Maybe talk to people in charge of infrastructure.
Yeah. We'll be going into a noble house that is currently the terminology would be under siege, but going to talk to the Green Root will definitely help us out.
Yeah.
I'm going to turn to Mara and asking, of course, Isabella to translate. I'm going to say, Mara, we're going to go search for information so that we can help Mother. We're going to do what we can, and we're going to ask you to stay here. And when it comes time, if we need your help to free her, we will ask for it. But we will let you know, come good or come bad, if she is free or not.
Mara understands. Mara.
I'm gonna
won't-
Go ahead.
No, just add that she'll wait.
Okay. I'm going to, yeah. I'm gonna reach into my bag and pull out a scroll tube. And I'm gonna pull out the piece of bird artwork that Chrissy gave me. And I'm gonna hold it up for Mara, and I'm gonna tell her, this is important to me. I will be back for this. This is how you know I will come back.
Okay.
If we have no further business, then we need to go say hello to our purple friend, let them know we've not been eaten, and start helping them towards the surface. Do we want to wait to escort them till the surface till after we've concluded our business here?
I think that's probably wise.
The best option.
Yeah, I think having her wait for now would be a good thing. Having Mara show up at their door is enough to warrant their fear of her, right, for them. I think a dragon might be slightly worse, you know, just a little bit.
Yes, and there's going to be the problem of her getting to the surface. Oh, I wonder if she is able to
Probably ask her if she can take human form, yeah.
Yes. Maybe give her a bit of homework. Work on a human form while we get that, and then return with some more sweets as tribute for that exacerbating effort, I'm sure. Yes?
Works for me.
That should be fun.
Wonderful.
We're talking all the way back to the surface with her, right? Not just...
Not just
Yeah.
to Meridian, but to the surface itself, yes.
Okay.
Clarity, are you taking the dusted disappearance with you, or do you give it back?
I'll give it back. I have an innate ability to become invisible for a day, so if we're
Alright.
looking for just like not disengages and like run away really fast, but disengages and like another opportunity to get a like to sneak away, then yeah, I'm fine.
Okay.
Cool.
Wonderful. So we start, we make our way and with the intention of going back to the tomb and going back upwards.
Okay.
That works.
All right. Are you guys going to be stopping to talk to Dar first, or no?
I think we are.
I think we have to.
Okay.
How long did we spend here just chatting with Mara? I'm wondering if we managed to get like a short rest in or anything.
I'd say about a short rest, yeah. Don't see why not.
Get one of those.
Okay, so traveling back the way you guys came, passing by the pit that you guys had fought and then talked with Dar, the deep dragon. She is currently there, waiting patiently. I see that you are not dead. I take it things went well.
Impressively so.
Excellent.
About as well as it could be.
Then when shall we depart for the surface?
The trip to the surface should be in about 7 or 8 days.
Why so long?
There is business that we have to finish up here. And after that, we need to make sure one of our pack is able to return. One that is cared for by our pack is returned to their pack. One that means a lot to us.
I see. Then I have time to kill.
While you have that time, do you have the ability to change yourself to look more like us, like bipedal?
I believe I can. However, it has been some time since I've needed to use such a disguise.
It would just make it easier for us to get you more sweets and to travel. And when we come to alert you that we are ready to go, of course, I will make sure that I bring plenty of an offering of plenty.
Excellent. Then I will have to practice. Please lead me to where there are those who I can observe.
She's gonna need to take human form to do that. I don't think she's fitting up that hole as a drink.
I guess we could give her directions to the front gate, and she could see the scouting parties go out and in.
We don't know the directions to our gate.
Mara does.
Mara will.
Mara does, but I don't think the two of them are on good terms.
I think. Well, I guess. Do you?
We could go
would you
ask Mara
mind-
for directions and go the long way around. We might be able to find robot legs.
Sure. All right. We'll have to come up
There-
with a cover story of why we're out there, but
Ooh, yeah.
the esteemed outsiders suddenly got outside without no one noticing is kind of a,
Yeah, we didn't use the
Suspicious.
main doors.
We
I
could-
can change myself to be bipedal. The issue is it's been some time observing those, and what the fashion is would be imperative.
just copy mine. Nobody will bat an eye.
Oh, if you're talking fashion, and then Madrash's robes start changing patterns, and be like, well, there's this pattern, though depending on your build, and he's just gonna start going off. Doom doesn't know fashion. Madrash is a slut for it.
Got it. Taking this in, her body is going to kind of shift a bit before it starts to slowly kind of lose its color and movement, and her body begins to like decay at an alarming rate, and bursting out of what would almost look like the rotting corpse of the previous dragon that was there is a woman with long black hair, slightly gray, almost like sickly gray looking skin, with like kind of opal, not really opal, like glazed amethyst colored eyes. And she's got like a white dress, but it also looks like it's kind of her skin is part of the dress. Like there's no difference between what is skin and what is considered clothing. It just kind of blends into one.
Oh no, she's goth.
It's kind of like it's like an AI interpretation of a person where it's like there's some mistakes in some spots.
It's like AI Morticia. Honestly, is what it sounds
Yeah.
like.
So, idea. After we get her there, maybe we should buy her like actual clothes so she doesn't have the skin dress. That'd probably be.
Actually, now that I know your size, is this typically like the proportions?
I thought these proportions would be adequate. As she's kind of like looking over her body, she's about, I'd say, a little over 5'5", relatively slim body proportions, and she's currently just like examining her own handiwork.
Madrashi's just kind of mumbling. He's like, "Okay, I think I have your measurements. Don't worry. I will get you something fabulous."
It has been a while. I thought it would be prudent to be covered, but I guess this
No.
is not correct.
It's not that you should. It's not the covering. It's the mimicry of your covering to your skin. It almost looks like your dress is of an untempered leather. So I'm gonna change the pattern on my robes to look more like my scales and be like, this makes me look more naked, and then change it to like a leather color. This looks covered, and it's just that difference that with time it will be more apparent, I'm sure.
Then I shall follow you and observe.
Going to prestidigitation to make sure she's clean head to toe. Yes, Jonah?
Hmm?
I thought you were trying to say something.
I was
No, that
not,
was
but
a
I
movement.
Sorry, I'm checking something real quick.
Actually, yeah. Jonah will speak up and be like, the whole robe looking like it's part of her body might be a little much to walk through the streets with. I can lend her my coat and hat while we walk through this first time.
The same way it would be strange that if we showed up at the front gate, it would also be strange if we showed up with a sudden additional member.
Don't worry. Once we get into the city, I will depart from you until you are in need of me. I shall do
Understood.
observations on my own.
Can the clearest way to ask is, can I insight check that shit? Because I just want to make sure she doesn't intend to eat people.
Oh, yeah, go for it.
Okay. Oh god, my dice. I realized I didn't have my dice out yet. Let's see. And then for insight, I have +5. That is a 21.
You're not sure if she's planning on eating people, but it doesn't seem like she's going to get caught doing anything.
Oh no.
Whatever that may be. It's hard to tell, mostly because her face isn't really making any real movement aside from just like any emotion. It's probably just because it's been a while since she's had to have this form, and as such, it's like, I don't remember how to smile in this. How do I smile? Too much teeth. The Botox, or just like, how do you smile? Just like absolutely baring teeth. That's not right, but it feels right.
Understood.
Yeah, it's a little hard to tell, but she seems genuine in the fact that she's just like, if I'm going to blend in with people, I need to observe people.
Okay.
I think we should preface to her that if she eats a person or kills a person, there might be, I mean, this is a city of 10,000 people, there might be hundreds of humans coming to kill her if she's caught.
I'm going to also what's the word? Get 10 gold and give it to her so that this will be for provisions for yourself. Hopefully this helps. And of course, you can use the same way that we enter the city to leave in case you need to entertain yourself with a hunt.
Thank you. This is very kind. And she goes to put the coins in what seems to be like almost a pocket of the, quote, dress, but it doesn't quite open, and she just kind of, right, I'll just hold these.
Yeah, we need to get clothes.
Yeah. All right.
Here, I'll let her borrow, for now, I'll just let her borrow this. I'll just take out the costume that I have. It's just like robes, but you know, it'll do enough. And I'll just toss them to her.
Okay. It's a little weird for her to put them on because she's got a pseudo kind of dress on already. But once she gets the outfit on, she makes a few slight changes to her polymorphed form and seems to be fitting better.
Should at least have pockets, which can be very nice to have.
Indeed. Now then, please lead the way.
Alright. We head out.
Okay. So, retracing previous steps through the winding caves and then up through the tunnel and out of the crypt. Immediately, Dar is like covering her eyes from the artificial sun and just has a look of, oh god, natural light kind of a thing. She doesn't look like she's completely hating it, but just kind of a fuck that's bright kind of expression.
Like a gamer who gets flashbanged by the old Bandai logo.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Well then, I will depart from here with you. If you come to need me, are you able to send a...
I can reach you.
Excellent. Then no further worry is required. As she gives a very awkward curtsy and then kind of starts walking off.
I return the gesture and I turn to yeah, I'm absolutely. I'm going to turn to Jonah, and I'm just gonna, like, as soon as I think that they're actually out of earshot, I'm gonna turn to Jonah and be like, "We did that right?"
I'm sure we didn't, but you know, we tried.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we should maybe keep a close eye on her, check in pretty often. Hopefully she doesn't eat anybody. We told her not to, right? You told her not to eat people.
I've requested that the population remain at a steady number without consumption.
I have a question. I don't know if we can have we asked Mara how far we are, or I guess I could use my best interest or my best guess. How far away would we say it is from here to the city?
From like Mara's nest?
From where we sent off the dragon.
So the graveyard is inside the city. If you were to put it like from like the center of the city. Yeah, it's
okay.
like. Hold on.
In that case, I think this works. I will chase after Dar for a second, and I will offer her my pseudo dragon.
Yes,
say,
the little one.
Yes, the little one. He just to make sure that you are okay and you have some company, and as you know, my little one has been around humans quite a bit. He does speak Draconic and he doesn't necessarily speak, but he can speak in your mind with pictures and objects, and
Yes.
if you're within the area that I am in, he can also send me messages. But also I can kind of I can see through him as well. So just to, keep an eye on you, make sure you're okay. We don't want you to be harmed. So if
I doubt
he might
anything in this
disappear.
city could harm me. But thank you for looking out for me.
You're welcome. And he might disappear. That happens, but I'll try to get him back to you.
I would be very sad if he were to disappear.
It's a special plane. I'm not sure how else to explain it aside from that, but he'll come back to the material plane as long as I'm alive.
But I would still miss his company.
Yes. Well, you are welcome to have him for the time being, and you two can get well acquainted.
She just kind of picks him up, holds him like a cat, and just kind of scratching his back.
Yes.
Before
basically,
walking.
I can kind of use him to kind of take a look at what she's doing every now and then. That's the intent here.
And this is going to lead to so much shenanigans. I love it.
Oh no.
Absolutely, this is going to be great.
So yeah, I'm gonna leave him with her. Hopefully he can help her explain human culture to her, and we'll go off and do whatever. So yeah, I'll come back to the group and be like, I think if you guys are curious about what's happening, just tap on my shoulder and I can take a look. If we're curious about her doing anything bad, and I'm sure he'll inform me if she ate somebody.
So just to double check, the familiar vision stuff, is that 1 or 10 miles range? Because I know there's a 1 in there somewhere. I just don't know there's a 0 after it.
I want to say it's actually 100 feet, but
I know it's miles.
Yeah, it's 100 feet.
Really?
Yours might be better just because you're a warlock. Let me go check.
I think there's a what is it?
Seeing if the pact itself did anything. No, it doesn't.
No, I was gonna say I think there might be a pact that does that, but I don't have that. But so as long as I'm within 100 feet, I don't know what the circumference of the city is, but if
weird, I thought it was a few miles, so you could do that.
No, there's
Oh, I'm thinking Find Steed, where that has that.
Yeah, here you go. If you want to take a look at it.
Yeah, so that's the pseudo dragon, but then the spell also, as an action, you can see the senses.
Oh, you mean find familiar? Okay. Alright, I was looking at him stuff. Find familiar. I'll find it.
Yeah, I'm looking at the spell now, and it says while your familiar is within 100 feet of you, you can communicate with it telepathically. In addition, you can see through its eyes, hear what it hears at the start of your turn. So it just says you can communicate with it at 100 feet telepathically, and it's a whole nother sentence to take over the vision, so I don't think there's a range on that. You just can't command it to do stuff. You're just like, hey, what's my familiar doing? Tune in. And it's like, why is he over there? Check distance. Well, I can't tell him to stop.
Okay.
Yeah. That's how it
So
looks like
that's
to
gonna
me.
be in for. That's gonna
Yeah.
be for some fun shenanigans later.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh no.
All right. So, she heads off towards the main section of the city to people watch and see what she can do with 10 gold, because her concept of money value is not what you guys would think. So, she might, overpay, underpay. We'll see what happens.
Oh no.
Does she speak
Yeah.
common?
Yeah, she speaks common.
Oh, fuck. I thought she only spoke Draconic.
Well, hopefully my pseudo dragons picked up on some shit.
The pseudo dragon. What's the intelligence on the pseudo dragon?
A
I
10.
think it's
A
yeah,
10?
equivalent to
Okay.
people.
You're
The pseudo
It's as
dragon would.
intelligent as a normal person.
Yeah. So whether a pseudo dragon would be interested in that kind of stuff, debatable. Get the general idea, possibly, but definitely value will be skewed because of what a pseudo dragon thinks is valuable. But she should be
A pseudo
fine.
dragon. A pseudo dragon is a dragon, right? Wouldn't it be like super cheap because it doesn't want to give away the shiny things?
Well, yeah, but the pseudo dragon might just be like, yeah, I like shiny things, but I specifically like, this thing is what I like the most. And it could be something really weird, because pseudo dragons are not exactly full dragons in that case, where they have, like, each colored dragon has a specific thing that they view as valuable for a horde. Pseudo dragons could literally just be, I like this one coin. This one's my coin. The rest I don't care about, but this one is mine. Or, whatever. So, where are you guys heading off to? You said you wanted to go, like, a library, perhaps? Was that what am I correct in that?
think we
Maybe a
said we're-
library. We're gonna see the green thumbs and maybe find out if there's someone who's like an authority on the infrastructure of the city, just to see if the tree were to wither and die, would it fuck up like
Okay,
actual foundations of the city and stuff?
So that would also just be green root for that. However, that wouldn't be green root like the family estate. That would be the guild hall for green root. That would have that information. Since they are a business, and that is mostly relevant to their thing, being the livelihood of the city and making sure that there's enough food and water and other things to go around.
Joan will turn to the party. Alright. I don't think all of us need to go to each of these things. I think they're pretty low risk. Library, guild hall, talk to the people who run the farms. Gleb's probably the best person to talk to the people who are running the farms. I think a man of nature magic would probably be good for that.
Maybe? I honestly don't know.
Do you want someone to come with you?
I'm gonna be honest, I don't know much about trees. Living in the city all my life and whatnot. And I'm not great with people.
Yeah. I can get myself around a conversation, but I'm gonna be honest, I steal shit to make a living. I don't read a lot. Well, I do read a lot, but I don't like read. I don't talk to people in guilds and stuff about. I'd probably take the library. That's probably the best place for me.
I'll take out my nice new pretty glasses and put them on my on and be like, I'm ready for anything.
Nerd. I mean,
Wherever you need me to go.
I mean, who here understands city planning? Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, Jonah would understand city planning. Because he has the urchin background, so he has city secrets, so he knows how, like, streets and stuff work.
Mhm.
So, yeah, I guess he'd say, I can probably take the guild, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. Who's good at talking to farmers and nobles?
Nobles, absolutely.
And farms? Fantastic. All right.
Not necessarily farmers, but getting someone to open up about their special interest is relatively easy.
I mean, if you want to take that, Madrash, that'd probably be pretty good.
I could go check out their corn stock.
I'm not going to dig into that.
I will.
Anyway.
I usually just watch Clarity and Madrash talk to people and then laugh when Madrash messes things up, so...
You want to
Yeah.
follow Madrash then? Maybe leave... or do you want to help maybe Clarity with the library or something?
I
Actually,
can
yeah.
go either way, honestly.
Yeah, Gleb. Actually, yeah, Gleb. Which of the three of us is more likely to fuck it up? Who do you want to keep from dying?
Lovely.
Who are you A, most comfortable with, or B, just most likely to save?
I mean, Clarity's not doing anything dangerous. Unless she stumbles upon a magic book or something.
Okay, it was one time.
Or you're not gonna get into a fight with a librarian, right? You're gonna keep quiet in there?
I will behave. As long as they have the books I require.
Hard to think Gleb. I'm just gonna look over to Madrash and I'm like, I'm starting to think Gleb should join Clarity.
You know, as much trouble as I find myself in, it is nowhere near as much trouble as I've seen a librarian get in for not doing their Dewey Decimal System correctly.
There's a reason why it's in the system, you guys! It's for people to find the books that they are looking for properly and quickly and efficiently. And if the librarian isn't doing that, then clearly they're doing something wrong. And I don't think there's anything wrong for me to believe that.
How exactly does the Dewey Decimal System work? I kind of just like fumble around until I find what I want.
well, first you need a man named Dewey, and they have to find you the books you're looking for.
Who the hell names their kid Dewey Decimal?
Apparently, Frederick Decimal does.
No librarians.
No, I hate all of this.
They're familiars that,
That's funny shit. Okay. So, who's going first, Obo? Or, actually, I'm sorry.
Let's see. So I kind of spaced out when we were making the Dewey Decimal jokes. It sounded like everyone was going to one place then the other, or am I incorrect in that?
So Clarity is going to the library to look into stuff.
Okay.
Madrash is gonna see if he can get an audience with the Green Thumb,
Green
like
Root.
farm or Green Root, yeah. Farm practitioners, right? The people who run the farming stuff.
And
I'm
or
gonna-
at least access to their libraries.
Okay.
And I'm going to go to the guild to figure out how their infrastructure works around the tree and its roots and stuff. And Gleb is going with someone.
He's going to the farm. She's going to the library. I don't know. Who needs me most?
I think you'll be a great help to anybody, of the three of us, but it's really just what Gleb thinks is the most important.
Or Gleb could go and wander the streets. Who knows?
You could
Do
also
a
hang
fourth
out with
random
Chrissy.
thing.
Gleb takes the secret fourth option. He just goes and gets lunch.
Hell yeah.
Gleb becomes Batman.
Love is the
Gleb
Uber
man.
delivery, Uber Eats driver for us.
I'll make some side cash.
Yes, what would Gleb like to do?
I actually think I would probably be best with clarity.
I'm gonna assume I'm not going first, and I'm gonna go get water.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright, DM, your turn.
Okay.
Do we want to start with library team since there's two of them?
1 second. Okay. Yes, so start with the library. What are you looking up at the library? Let me see if I can find what I'm looking for in the big fancy books. Here we go.
Specifically, I think we're looking up like things about the city and its interactions with the tree, and maybe some theorems on if something were to happen to the tree, how it would affect the city.
Okay.
Things of that nature.
Were you still wanting to do research, like general research on curses?
Yes. Yes,
Okay.
if at all possible.
Perfect. Yeah. All right. Let me think. What would I have you roll for these? Well, for curses, that would probably be your choice of. Let's see. I think it'd be either. Yeah, religion or arcana for curses, your choice. And then for the history, I would say you could roll investigation, history, or yeah, investigation or history to learn stuff about the city, and then arcana or religion for info on curses, and that's for both Gleb and Clarity.
Okay.
So you guys get your options.
Throw a fun wrench into that. I'm gonna cast Detect Magic and see if any of the books, maybe in things that we're looking through, are magical.
Okay.
Leaning more towards like the curses and things kind of books.
All right. Let's see. For
Maybe it
that,
helps,
I
maybe
would
it
say instead, Gleb, roll me perception with advantage.
doesn't. Ooh.
Yeah, because you're
Looking for a
specifically
different
looking
roll.
for like magic glowing.
Okay. 24.
Oh damn. Okay. And then Clarity, your choice of roll.
Okay. So this is specifically for the curses.
Okay. So this one's for the curses.
And this is for the city investigation, which, by the way, is there's advantage because of the glasses I have.
Perfect. All right. So, let's start off with curses. So, you are able to find a book that seems to be a manuscript from like a wizard and their thesis paper kind of thing on curses, how to curse someone, how to remove curses, things like that. The quick version is cursing someone is very easy, and even people who do not possess magic can curse someone with a lot of steps. However, removing a curse usually takes 4 times more effort than the curse itself. For example, someone is cursed to never find love. So to be able to break that curse, they have to go on a small journey, take part in like some weird rituals of, bathing the body, cleansing the mind, refreshing the soul, some weird arbitrary jumps that they have to hop through in order to remove this curse. The alternative is you could find a very powerful magic user to remove the curse, but usually for your more common peasantry folk, they just have to live with the curse because either they can't afford a caster to fix them, or going on a soul-seeking, journey is a little too difficult for them, especially if, it's just the farmer's son who got cursed. In addition to that, not all curses are bad. Some curses that give someone incredible strength with a bit of a drawback, like, they're unable to control their rage when they go get angry, might be seen as a useful curse for like military applications. So it depends on the curse specifically, but the cliff notes at the end of it, each curse can be removed only by a few specific things regarding to the curse itself, if that makes sense. I was kind of rambling for a bit there.
Did we just find out that certain someone in the party might be cursed?
Maybe? Possibly?
Not necessarily. Yeah, so basically the quick version is, for removing a curse, you have to either go like on a small tangent a small like side quest to break the curse with like weird rituals and whatnot, or just a really high casting of remove curse might do the trick, depending on how powerful the original curse is. Gleb.
Hello. Hi, it is me.
Let's see. You are able to find a tome that holds some interesting magics in it. It's not quite your typical spellcraft either. It's somewhere between druid magic and wizard magic. It's seemingly on conjuring familiars, binding them to your will to use them as essentially a living magical battery to fuel your magic. But it also has other spots on, like, if you want to trap creatures to like either extract ether from them, or if you want to like trap them so you can like remove them or execute them. It has a lot to do with that. and it's written in some pretty old combination of the Druidic language, along with some arcane sigils thrown in there. So it's a difficult read, but if you were to take some time, you could definitely get some interesting info out of it.
It might be useful.
Yeah? You found something interesting over there?
Possibly.
Do you think it's important enough that, I mean, I can move my book to the side and, I can assist if you think... Do you think this will lead us somewhere positive?
If you want to take a look at it, you can take a look at it. That's fine with me. I mean, no, it's my book. Only I will acquire this knowledge.
Just flatten the book on the table. We can both read it.
Okay. Clarity, do you have the Druidic language proficiency?
No.
You can only understand the bits that are arcane words and runes. So it's gibberish, 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 rock, gibberish, 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 power source, gibberish, gibberish. It's a lot of gibberish.
Well, that says rock. And I'm pretty sure that's sunlight.
Yep, there's a lot of words in between. Or, can you not read those?
No.
No. Oh. Okay.
But I really like this squiggly one right here. That's a nice word.
The word that she had pointed to is, it roughly translates to Fairy's Bane, and it is the Druidic symbol for iron.
Oh, okay. I think that's talking about cold iron. Oh no, is this is that one guy.
Are you?
That might be a book that one guy would like.
Not to be
His name,
confused
I
with
believe.
Fairy's Crane, which is the symbol of a forklift.
No, a fairy's crane is a series of pulleys attached to a fork.
Extra small, just for them.
Well, if this is something that you think that guy would want, then we definitely can't let him have it.
Yeah, flipping to the cover of this book, is it like labeled "How to Kill Fairies" or something like that? Is it got a very evil, malicious, like obvious?
No, but what this has is the authors on this book. It says that it is a collaboration between two people. It doesn't have a title necessarily, but like in the beginning of it loosely says a group effort between let's see, it's Kahana and Setenta.
That's 70 in Spanish.
I might be mispronouncing it, but I will just... Because, Gaelic sometimes be a little goofy.
Yeah, it's one guy and 70 other unnamed people who made this book.
Weird. Strange that they would go and credit all of them.
The entire druid circle pitched in. They all wrote one word.
No, it's Tanta. Okay. It's Benta.
Oh, my bad. Terrible pronunciation. Sue me.
You're fine.
Wow. I can't believe you did this.
I know.
Well,
Wait a minute. I know the name. Okay, that's...
maybe. Darn it! Now I wish Jonah were here. Looks like we're gonna have to pull a him today.
What do you mean by that?
Clarity. When you read the name Satena, or Satenta, Tanta, whatever. The second name, your tattoo kind of itches.
Oh no.
You know, I think it would be a boon for us if we were to, I would like to, put the book in my bag of holding.
Roll me a stealth check.
Do
Just,
we
you know what?
wanna
Roll me a
just
sleight of
do we wanna
hand
pay for
to
that?
steal it.
Huh?
We could just probably pay for that. We might even just be able to buy it out for them.
Probably, it's a library. You can
We're
borrow
filthy
books.
rich. I can just give them like 10 platinum.
It's a library. You can probably just borrow books.
We're literally billionaires right now.
We're fine. Sorry. This is, I guess, one of those subjects where it makes me a little irrational. I think my only fear is we tell them, and now they're alerted that we want this book, and maybe it's not one of those books that they allow you to take out of a library.
Nope, from Madrash. This is not the first book she's stolen, and it will not be the last.
Okay. You're not here.
Correct. There was just like a reception desk with somebody working at it, right? I assume.
Yes.
You stay here. I'll be right back. I'll just go ask real quick.
Okay. Getting to the desk, you see that there is a really frail old man who's like currently trying to like check out a book for someone and just writing the information down, and he's shaking like crazy as he's all right, and return this in 2 weeks or else you'll have to pay the fee. Thank you. Have a good day. Ah, hello there, young one. What can I help you with?
Would I be able to buy a couple of books from the library? Is there a
Oh,
possibility there?
I mean, it would mostly depend on which book it is and potentially how much. Is there, which book are you looking to perhaps purchase?
Right now there's a handful of them, I think. I haven't quite ironed it down yet, but I'd be willing to pay pretty good money, I think. I honestly kind of new in town. I don't know how all of your
Well,
money
we
works
can't
yet.
go and sell too many of our books. This isn't a bookstore, it's a library. But if it's a specific tome that you're looking for, we might be able to part with it if if we have extra copies of it, perhaps.
Okay.
And the return policy is 2 weeks.
Yeah. What is your return policy? What is the fees on that?
Oh, so for each day past the due date, you will be charged 2 copper pieces.
Two copper pieces.
Mm-hmm.
How many days are in a year?
365.
Maybe
That
not in Venice world.
depends. Are we talking with the leap year, without the leap year? We don't really do that because seasons are kind of stagnant here and daylight's artificial. What was your question?
Oh, we can count the leap year. That's fine. I'm fine with that. Yeah. How many days are in a year exactly?
360 something.
365, but
Yeah,
I believe you
round it
get
up to
4
Thank you,
extra.
disembodied voice. 365.
Welcome.
Oh god,
That's
here's
what-
voices.
That's what, 73 gold in a year? Okay. How about I'll preemptively rent this book for an extended time. Is that okay?
I don't see why not, but at that point, you might as well just keep it if you're going to buy it.
Well, that's the thing is I don't know if you're gonna let me buy it or not.
Well, it depends on what book it is. You haven't told me what book it is.
Okay. I'll come back with the book.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'll go back to Clarity. I don't know if they're gonna let us buy it, but we can try. I mean, I know you're nervous about them knowing what it is.
Does the book have a sleeve? Like one of those hard books that have a sleeve on.
It's got.
Guys, the book.
It doesn't have a sleeve, but it's kind of just like an old leather-bound book that doesn't really have anything on the outside that would really make it of any notice.
Darn it. Well, if you want to try it the proper way, we can always just talk to him and ask if that's how you want to do it. I mean, look, I might not be in my right state of mind here with this information in front of me, so you know, I weirdly might have to rely on you as my moral compass.
Yes, I know. You and Madrash are all over the place all the time. I'm used to this by now.
What do you mean? Okay, look. It's just this one particular instance of subject. Okay?
I have a pretty fixed moral compass and a pretty fixed. The one that's not fixed is my oral compass.
Thank you, disembodied voice.
Horny disembodied voice.
Oh, thank you, voicing me head.
But if you think it would be better for us to go the if you think it would be better for us to go the correct route of things, then
I mean, we don't want to make enemies everywhere we go, do we? It seems like everybody really wants to just make enemies here, and I don't know why.
okay. we can properly do it. I say that with scratching my you see me scratching my thigh a little bit. I think a bug bit me. But
I've seen a
so
single
what
bug since we got down here. I haven't heard a single thing about bugs. But go on.
What did the librarian end up telling you exactly?
We can. There's a late fee. It's not very expensive. He said maybe we can buy a book depending on what book it is. If he doesn't let us buy this book, I'm just gonna pay in advance the late fee because I have so many of these jingly things and I don't know how much they care about them.
Does he seem very willing to negotiate?
I don't know. We don't need to worry about negotiating though.
I mean, for eight gold a year, essentially, is
Yes.
fucking a steal.
Yes. Yes.
It's
I'm just gonna
not.
give him a platinum.
I know, but I'm gonna. I think I have an idea.
We don't need to negotiate. We can just see if
It's
we do it or
fine.
not.
Look.
It's fine.
Well,
It's fine.
you said you wanted to go the proper way. I'm still going the proper way. I promise.
Negotiating is you pay the price. Pay the sticker price. I don't know if stickers are a thing, but
That's not negotiation. That's accepting
just pay
what's
the
given
legal
in
price.
front of you.
Do we really want to scam the public services of a library?
We are not scamming.
If you're negotiating, you're scamming.
That is not true.
Give me the book. You're gonna get the other book too. We can see if we can buy both books. The book you found, the one I found.
Fine.
Flip
I
through
will.
the-
I will go.
I'm gonna flip through the real quick the book that she handed back to me. It's the right book, right? She didn't give me a fake book.
I don't know, Clarity, did you?
It's the right book.
It's not like you could read it anyway if you did take it. You need me.
I can't believe you're using this against me.
People,
Okay.
so weird.
Let's see. So you're wanting these two books?
Yes, if possible, I'd like to buy these two books.
Let's see. I think we have at least one other copy of the book on curses, so that shouldn't be a problem. And this one... Yeah, I can't read this.
Well, that's good, because I can.
Oh, do you have a name on the book, or is there an author that I can check? Because I can't tell.
I think it was like Santa and Cain.
Ah, okay, let's see.
I fucking love this.
Let's see. The only book that I have on Santa is... Oh yeah, that's a How to Cook Elves book.
Huh?
Let's
Did you buy that
see.
book too?
Oh wait, no, it's not cook. It's how to book. No. Rook? I don't know. It has something to do with elves and workshops.
Okay. Well, how much would these be?
Well, let's take a quick
just
look.
gonna-
Oh wait, here we go. Let's see. We only have maybe one copy of this, and it's never been rented before. So... Let's see, it's pretty old. How about 100 gold pieces for this book?
For
Jesus,
this
we'll stick to
one
borrowing.
No, to buy that. To buy that one. What about the other one?
Oh, the other one? I think 10.
Here, and for a little extra, I'll give you 15 platinum pieces for being so accommodating.
Oh, well, that's very nice. We'll be able to
Jesus
use
Christ.
this to get some extra work done in the library. Maybe open up another wing.
Oh.
What did you say your name was?
Name's Gleb.
Wonderful. We'll get a nice plaque when we open up the next wing of the library and put it under your name.
Oh, don't worry about that. That's fine.
It's okay. Let me get this. Gleb, the generous child. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. I worked real hard for that money, so I hope it goes to good use.
Of course. Of course.
Doing all my chores and whatnot.
Very thoughtful of you.
I'll look at Clary and whisper, "Is that what kids do? Do kids do chores?"
Fuck.
Ah,
Gleb has
So-
never been a child. Never been a child before. He just spawned in.
yes, this young man has done a very good job doing all of his chores and doing his schoolwork that, eventually his allowance proceeded 10 platinum. And I don't know how.
I know that inflation's a bitch sometimes, but I didn't know it was getting that bad. I might have to change the prices here. Well, anyways, thank you for your patronage.
Thank you for being so generous and allowing us to buy these books. Have a good day. Start running out with the books.
All right.
Give him a little
So
side eye
Gleb
before I walk
runs
out.
out with the books. Clarity, you still have your investigation check on city history and its food production and sustainability stuff. Correct? Was that the target?
Yes.
Okay. So after Gleb runs out of the library with the 2 books, you're able to find a decent record of history, copies of documents from Green Root that were given to the library for safekeeping. These are very old, but judging by the numbers that you're able to find, it's a pretty good record to see how they have been doing, to kind of speculate how they will be doing. So aside from a few seasons where crop yields weren't so good, and and potential livestock not being fat enough, they've been on a steady increase in production for quite a while. But these records aren't very up to date. You'd have to go directly to the Green Root Guild Hall for up to date numbers. These are 15 to 20 years previous. But for the most part, it seems that they are doing fairly well with their general agriculture. The only major issue is they were concerned about running out of space and needing to dig out new sections and potentially expand the city walls.
Well, I guess it seems like they're doing fine, but I guess we'll wait until we hear back from the others. We didn't exactly come up with a meeting point, so I guess, Clarity's gonna kinda wing. No, I shouldn't. Alright, I'll head out.
Okay.
I will head out and I'm going to chase after Gleb because Gleb has the new shiny thing that Clarity wants to take a look at.
All right. So, to the guild hall with Jonah.
All right. Before I go there, is there a possibility that I could like find somewhere out of the way to take a short rest or something and do something really quick?
Yeah, what do you want me to do?
So obviously heal because it says I'm on 10 hit points right now, and that's a problem.
Gotcha.
We did a
But
short rest down with Mara, so
oh, okay. Well, even still, I would like to change my Whispers of the Dead. I can change it after a short or long rest. I'd like to change that from Arcana to History.
You got it.
So as I do that, just touch this here. And move that. And I guess I'll just roll some hit dice. There we go.
Big
Good
numbers.
enough.
Big ol' 15.
That's good enough. Yep. Alright. Catch my breath. Have like a weird moment where I
Talk to
space
some
out
dead people.
Yeah. Get some help from dead people to brush up my knowledge of history, and then I will go to the guild hall.
Okay. The guild hall is fairly busy, where there's a lot of people moving around with bits of paper for information delivery. There's a few people with livestock. There's quite a few boxes full of different food goods, different produce, as they are actively either trying to buy, sell, or gauge the value of the goods that they have.
I'll look for someone behind a counter, or someone who looks like they can connect me with people,
Yeah.
a receptionist or something.
Yeah, there's a receptionist that you can go to.
Yeah, I'll walk up and wait in line if there is one, or just...
There's a bit of a line, but it doesn't take super long before you're at the front of it.
I'll walk up. Excuse me.
Hi, how can I help you?
Hi, I'm a outsider here. But I've taken an interest in your city. I was wondering if you had someone I could speak to, or maybe even just like schematics or maps or things. I'd like to learn more about the infrastructure, how your city works down here, the architecture and whatnot.
Oh, so you're from out of town and you're looking for like a tour, perhaps?
Not so much a tour. I've taken a walk around. I'm more just... What I'm really interested in is you have this huge tree and it must have roots growing everywhere. I want to know like how you design your city around that and how that
I
all
see.
works.
Well, that wasn't really much of a difficulty. The tree didn't really grow, and it hasn't grown since. It just kind of came to be when Saint Hilda sacrificed herself for our people. And the tree just kind of grew all at one time.
So you guys just don't do any... You guys didn't have to do any structural like integrity studies or anything like that before you built?
We were able to check around us to see if there were any natural caves as we are slowly expanding the city, but for the most part, it's just been kind of relatively horizontal to the tree and dig forward. Occasionally, when we find a hole naturally there, we just turn it into a basement.
So you don't even know where the roots are under the tree, anything like that? No?
Not really. It's a bit of a taboo thing to really try to mess with the tree too much. And when we tried to see if it would be a problem building too close to it, we decided to just not.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Is there anything else I can help you with?
You wouldn't happen to have like a copy of like a city map or something or anything like that?
I think I can get something together for that. But it will cost you to reimburse so we can have another one made.
Oh, is there some way I could just borrow it? I could probably transcribe it myself and bring it back.
I don't see why not.
All right. Wonderful.
Yeah, it takes a little bit before a scribe comes up with a scroll case, leads you over to an empty table so you can take a look at the map.
I'll take a look at it.
It's a fairly detailed map. Individual streets that are named, major businesses, they're labeled as well. But nothing... Yeah, it's just the city. It doesn't have anything about the gate or any of like where the guards are posted or anything. It's just the city. Civilian things.
More specifically, would I be able to use this map to familiarize the city so I can use city secrets?
Click on city secrets for me so I can take a look at that.
Yeah, I'm not sure how I send it into chat.
I
I know
it should
secret.
have like a
I know.
speech bubble pop up near it.
Oh, yes, indeed.
There we go.
Essentially, essentially, if I know a city well, I can.
You know what?
Yeah.
As long as you have, if you're able to transcribe like the key points that you'd be interested in, I would say, yeah, that would work.
Yeah, he's basically like, I don't know anything, like, they basically told me that what I'm looking for, they just do not have. So I'm just going to spend the time, because he expects them to be like an hour at least. He's just going to spend an hour just studying the map to be like, okay, so this to this, and like, basically major landmarks of the city, and he's just going to memorize those and how you get between them and stuff.
All right. Was there anything else you wanted to do at the guild hall, or is that it? Because that will take some time for studying the map.
What else is in here? I can tell it's like a place for at least mercantile.
It's mostly
stuff.
for buying and selling of produce, animals, and stuff like that. So if you're looking to buy some wholesale animals or produce or stuff like that, this would be the place to do it.
Okay, so this is less of like a market and more like a place where suppliers can sell to merchants.
Exactly.
Okay. So I would know a little bit about curses, obviously not as much as they got from theirs. Do I know any... And I am a follower of Istrix. Do I know anything that she notoriously, like a bane of her in mythology, or something that represents a god that would counter her?
Ooh. Okay, hold on. Let's see. Oh, crud. I didn't update that part of the notes. Okay, Okay. So, a bane for Istrix would probably be... I'm trying to think how to word this, because her thing is misinformation, trickery, changing things to be different. So the opposite of that would be truth, knowledge, and the inability to change.
Okay, so
And I'm trying to figure out like what physical
Excellent.
things that would be.
Um,
like obviously like
Ledger?
books.
diamonds or gemstones, books that contain axioms.
Yeah. Shoot, there was another thing that I'm trying to remember. Amber. There we are. Amber would be a big one as far as gems, because it is able to seal something and prevent it from changing and decaying.
Yeah, I'll look for amber then.
Okay.
Like, do they have anything with amber in these
second.
suppliers? There's like raw amber. Is one for.
I'm making a note of this so I don't forget, because I will. So looking for amber, raw amber. Would be difficult to get down here because it needs to be, it's fossilized tree sap and you guys are so deep underground. The chances of finding fossilized tree sap would be very difficult. So your best option would probably be at a jeweler than anything. They might have some amber.
So no raw materials here.
No, because that would be something incredibly valuable just because of the nature of how hard it would be to get.
Would there be something similar down here that could be turned into something like amber? Honey or things like that could potentially, with magic, be turned into something.
Well, at that point, you would just need to fossilize some tree sap, and through magical means, theoretically, you could do that. I guess that would be like if you were to use like flesh to stone on some tree sap, and that would technically could work.
Yeah, because Jonah understands nothing about magic, so if he thinks it's hypothetically possible, he's like, Madrash and Clarity could probably do it.
I mean,
I guess if they have anyone with sap or something, then he'll probably
they might
buy
be
some.
able to. Now I gotta check something.
But yeah, that's what he's looking for. A bit of sap or similar substance. Amber, and also a holy symbol of Ibris, if he can find it. Yeah, that's probably a pretty hard one to find in the city, though.
Yeah, finding a holy symbol of Ibris would be difficult. But I mean, the holy symbol for Ibris is a book, so theoretically, a book would also do.
So Jonah's current idea is, if I can get like something that is a symbol of Ibris,
Oh my gosh, I just
and
had a
seal
crazy
it
idea.
seal it in amber somehow, it might be a very powerful ward against Istrix and her influence.
Roll me an Arcana check.
Fuck! I just switched my proficiency up.
It's okay. This is an
there we go.
Arcana check. 18. All right. There's one hairballed idea that might work,
Oh,
but it
God.
requires you finding a basilisk eye. Because basilisks are able to petrify things with their vision, and tree sap, as long as it's fresh from a tree, you should be able to petrify it with this balls to the walls weird idea.
I'm gonna find someone with like sap or similar substance. Is that possible?
Yeah.
Yeah.
As long as the tree sap is
Yeah.
relatively fresh.
Yeah, I'm just gonna get like a barrel or like a small like keg or something of it that's preferably sealed so it doesn't go bad.
Let's see. To get a keg of tree sap. Oh, let's see how much that would cost.
How heavy
It doesn't
would a
need to be.
fucking
Doesn't need to be a keg. I mean, like a
Well, no, a keg is
semi-large
a keg would hold it. It's okay. So a keg is smaller than like a barrel. So a keg would be like 2 backpacks, like 2 modern backpacks back to back or together.
Yeah, no, it's something smaller than that.
Okay, something smaller than that.
Something
So,
smaller. Yeah,
but
I was thinking of like
anyways.
one of those like mini kegs. That you
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm
like a
thinking.
pitcher.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, like a mini keg like that. Okay. Okay. And so that would be the normal price, but because it's harder to get down here and making sure that it's fresh, 15 gold for, I would say, about 10 pounds of tree sap.
How many pounds?
10.
10.
Okay, I'll pay for that.
Okay.
That's like a mow in tree sap.
It is. Very sticky.
Yep, I'll buy that,
Perfect.
and then I will march out of the guild. I probably can't find a holy symbol, but what I can do is I can get a book and probably fill it with various simple mathematical proofs. Or
Oh.
a scroll, like a
Oh.
piece of parchment, maybe?
You want to know what might work?
Mm-hmm.
Is a book that you write down like secrets that you know that are true that you wouldn't tell to someone else.
I'll do that.
That would definitely hold some power in this regard.
Alright, then I will find like a small pocketbook or something,
Yeah.
which I assume is pretty easy.
Yeah, that's like a gold. Because paper.
Alright. And now here's the hard part. Finding a basilisk eye.
You need a what?
A basilisk eye.
Well, if I remember correctly, basilisks are creatures that live in the Underdark, and this is the equivalent of that, so not
Yeah,
that
that's-
difficult.
More find an apothecary or alchemist more likely and see if they have one.
Yeah.
Kind of my... I'll find one of them and I'll burst open the door. And by burst open the door, I mean open it very gently and cordially and
Okay.
walk inside.
So, moving on to the Green Route home, since Madrash wanted to go there.
Oh boy.
Oh boy, indeed. So, you are let into the Green Route Manor House by the butler, and who is it that you wanted to try and speak with?
Basically, I wanted to let the butler know that I was referred to by the Iron Eye General. I don't remember his name. But that I was seeking to speak with one of, not necessarily higher status, but the more knowledgeable
Okay.
about the food production, and I would ask if I could wait in the library.
Sadly, they won't let you into their private library, but they will let you into, like, the drawing room as you wait for someone to come in to help you with your query.
Okay. 2 questions. One, do I get to learn where the library is?
No.
So like I can't like if while walking through, I would like
The
What's the
drawing room is fairly close to the entrance, where the library would be further into the manor that you haven't spotted.
okay.
Yep.
All right. And does he? Do I have any indication on how long it'll take?
It shouldn't be too long. You are
Okay.
offered refreshments and like some light snacks while you wait, and it takes maybe 5-10 minutes for them to find someone and then direct them to you before they enter into the room, seemingly in farming attire.
This is still one of the albeit lower, but still one of the nobles of the family.
One of the family members of Greenwood, yes.
Hello.
Good afternoon. I was told that you wanted to take a tour, get some info. I was just told
All
to
of the
take care
above,
of
actually.
this. Okay.
So what I was hoping, I was looking to learn about some of the craft and the passion behind the Green Root's supply of food to the city, because it is honestly very fascinating how you're able to sustain yourselves so readily underground in what looks like such an inhospitable environment. So I'm sure that there's so much you could tell me. As someone, and I pull out the symbol of Rivia, who also has dealings with Rivia, and I have a touch of divine magic to myself, I am interested in learning about this and seeing where like the real passion of this comes from. And I was told that none would be able to help me better than the Green Root. And I understand that your family, as a status, has been dealing with a tragedy lately, and if it is too much of an ask, then I understand. I'm very much interested in learning about the family, your manor, because I have been able to visit the Iron Eye and the Bronze Weaver, and I feel it is only hospitable and respectful to pay your family a visit as well.
Well, we appreciate that. And yes, things are a bit difficult for at least the direct family. But yes, as to your questions, it is a difficult place to live in at first, because we didn't know where to find fresh water. We didn't know where to find edible food for a long time, and that's with any location you go somewhere new. But for the most part, we've been able to either continue to grow the stock that our ancestors had brought with them into the mines, or to find alternatives. For example, grain. Very difficult to grow underground without an actual sun. However, we have been able to find an alternative. There is a strain of mushroom that, if you are able to grind it up and dry it, it acts similar to flour as far as being able to make mushroom bread, essentially. We are limited on our livestock that we were able to bring down, so those are more of a delicacy, but we were able to find alternative things to eat down here, along with other fruits and vegetables, roots and of the like. And it's mostly just adapting to what is available and learning how it grows, so you learn how to cultivate it effectively.
Okay, and it sounds like you're able to pretty self-sufficiently take care of the city, so
To a degree,
this point-
yes.
at this point it seems like most of the food production is handled by your family, correct?
Well, yes and no. So originally it was only our family, but there are many other smaller farms and other smaller producers who work with our family business. Since that way we don't have necessarily a monopoly over it all, as we are now more in a advisor capacity, functioning more as a guild than an actual business. But yes, we are able to provide for most of the city's needs.
I want to explain to you, Oboram, that I'm trying to explore the conversation till I find this guy's hyperfixation on like food production hyperfixation. Long story short, I'm trying to butter him up so that he'll be happier to take me on a tour of the house.
Okay.
And if I'm failing at conveying that, I just want to just
No, you're fine.
Okay, because it was my understanding that the tree was the only source of food beforehand, but I've also had myself a couple delicacies like the cave fisher.
Yes, so when our ancestors were first locked down here in the mines below, we didn't have a lot of food options. And so when Hilda sacrificed herself to become the tree that gave us food, that was to stave off starvation and death. But now we're pretty self-sufficient to where the apples are, for more or less, to help with the poor and those who are unable to necessarily make ends meet all the time, so that way no one starves to death in our city, and also used for traditions and ceremonies and things of that nature.
Understood.
So
and
it has a more
special
cultural importance than it does in survival of the city. We have made great strides to separate it so we're not so dependent.
Understood. What, may I ask, is your specialization?
Soil. My job is to make sure that we don't deplete the soil too much with our crops, and if it does become depleted, having to find a way to restore the nutrients to the soil, which a tad bit difficult while underground. So we've mostly had to try and sort our city's waste into what is useful for replenishing soil and what is not. And it is not a very glamorous job, but it is very necessary.
And also, I assume variations of a crop rotation.
To a degree, yes, but for the most part, we're limited on our crops, so there's less on rotation and more of just giving the fields time to recuperate as we kind of mix in waste to replenish it. I have a friend, and I'm not sure I can speak on his behalf, but I am aware that he is one who is very much kin to plants and their growth cycles. He's not necessarily as informed on the technical aspects, but I do know that he has access to powerful magics, like a blessing that would, I believe, improve the yield. While that is very nice, we've experimented with things like that in the past, and it tends to deplete the soil sooner.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I thought it would do the opposite.
No, the magic mostly just accelerates the growth and the yield of the plants, but at the cost of the soil's nutrients. So, while it is good in the short run, it is devastating in the long run. So we've tried to not use any magic when necessary, aside from the occasional production of water from our clerics, whenever the wells are starting to run low.
Okay. Does there seem to be anything that helps accelerate the recovery of the soil itself, whether magical or non?
Well, at one time, a couple hundred years ago, we had a Otiug who was working with the guild, and unfortunately, there was no way to continue his service after such a long time, and after he passed, we couldn't really find a replacement. So, but if we could have more Otiugs who are willing to work with us, that would be absolutely fantastic.
Okay. And then also, alternatively, using a... I assume you've tried using a large beast of burden and feeding them essentially scraps that are suitable to its diet so that it could create a more
Yes.
nutritious waste?
We have been doing that with our limited supply of pigs. But yes, those are all things that we have been taking care of for many generations.
Fascinating. Side note, Obo. My brain is starting to melt a little bit because, like, I'm trying to find. I don't know how else to find this guy's hyperfixation.
He doesn't really have one. He's just like, he is the dirt man.
Here, then. Put a little dirt under your pillow for the dirt man.
Yeah, he is the guy who is mostly the lead for making sure that the dirt is healthy.
Okay. So he's like Marsh.
Sure.
Marsh is a soil specialist.
Cool.
Like,
Did
remember
not know
our friend
that.
Marsh?
Did not know
Yeah.
that.
It was his hyperfixation.
Neat.
Okay. That's wonderful. That's interesting to hear. And it's also very interesting considering your family now no longer holds monopoly over the agricultural, but more of an overseer role, especially offering guidance and funding through a guild system to really anyone who's able to grow crops. That must help very much.
Well, it definitely cut down on our costs. Because if we had to pay everyone for the maintenance of food and for land management, we would have gone bankrupt. And so it's much easier to just have them pay a small tax to use our guild facilities.
And what kind of facilities does your guild provide?
Well, we have obviously the guild hall, but we also have a large variety of contacts within the city and storage for products and livestock. So it's mainly at our point, it's mainly our job to make sure that they are growing their crops within the tenets that we have for sustainability, and then making sure that it gets to where it needs to go safely.
Is there anything, albeit a rare chance, but considering the chance that our group may return to Meridian, is there any seeds, plants, or otherwise agricultural products that would be invaluable for the city should they find their way down here?
It'd be nice to have a new strain of strawberries.
Oh.
Frankly, the ones that we have now have grown to become so bitter that they're not really good for much.
Okay. I assume that the tree, the apples that the tree produces have no seeds?
This is the DM thinking.
I'm basically about to ask him, have you guys tried growing another holy tree?
Yeah, they don't have seeds.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because the miracle that the tree is,
Yeah.
if it had seeds, it'd be crazy. It would actually be kind of crazy for them not to have tried.
Yeah. No, the apple
Oh.
tree doesn't have. They don't have seeds.
Okay. All right. Would I have the pleasure of taking up some more of your time and having a look around the estate? Of course, with your guidance.
Roll me a persuasion check.
Okay. Persuasion. I got a +7, so. Hmm. 19?
Certainly. Is there any specific area you wish to see?
Well, of ones with such green thumbs, I'm sure you would have a lovely garden and arboreum. But also being so so words are hard. So vastly studied in agricultural products, I'm sure your library must be equally as impressive.
They both are, yes.
Please lead the way.
Okay. He leads you to their private garden, where there are interesting things being grown.
Probably like a lot of blooming mushrooms and like
A lot of weird stuff.
bioluminescence.
Yeah, a lot of weird stuff from the reef. A lot of glowing stuff, and also like a handful of like fruit trees from the surface that are mostly doing okay.
Okay.
And then after giving you the tour there, taking you to their library.
Okay. As we're after like he shows me the library briefly, and like as we are concluding the tour, I would like to turn to him and say, I must apologize. I hate to inconvenience, but I'm starting to feel not quite myself. May I rest in your drawing room for a bit longer?
Of course. Is there anything I can get you to help you? Fresh water? Warm towel, perhaps?
Some water would be delightful, actually. Thank you so much.
Okay.
And be not concerned with certain social graces. I will knock on the door to have a butler escort me out as soon as I feel myself.
Of course, of course.
Thank you so very much. I'm gonna sit down, and like as soon as he comes to bring water, and he turns around, I want to put the cloak up on the Cloak of Elvenkind and sneak out of the room right behind him.
Okay. Roll me stealth.
At advantage. That's a 15 total.
Okay. And you're sneaking to the library?
Yep. And anyone who tries to look for me or perception checks against me have disadvantage, so...
Okay.
Yeah. That cloak's real good. It
Yeah,
basically
It's like a minus 5 to
reduces
their passive.
Yep. A -5 to their passive and an advantage for me. It's really, really good.
Okay. Yeah, with that -5 to passives, and you rolled what was it, 15, you said?
Yes.
Yeah, you're pretty much going to be able to sneak past all the staff. Okay. So, getting into the library, what are you specifically looking for?
Well, I'm looking for, two things. I'm looking for... Sorry, I was fixing something in my sheet. I'm looking for anything to do with curses, specifically a book on powerful curses, and it wouldn't be necessarily an official book. I'm looking if there's any old journals that might have basically findings from like the first green roots on maybe some frowned upon experiments they did on the tree. Essentially, blackmail. Blackmail and curses.
Well, they don't have anything on curses, and they haven't really done anything to the tree, because that would have been absolute sacrilege, like burn at the stake level. So, nothing there.
Okay. If I'm able to pretty reliably say, like, oh man, there's nothing super useful here. From there, I'm going to look into, assuming the book of their family tree, like the records of the family tree would be kept in that room. I would see if they have any additional information on Mara. And if not, that's probably where my search ends.
Yeah, I can't think of any additional info on Mara that you wouldn't already have. Yeah, I can't think of anything.
Okay. From there, I will make my way back to the drawing room, and then promptly knock and have a servant escort me out.
Okay.
Flirtatiously, of course.
Obviously.
And as soon as I'm outside, I will, I guess, head towards the library and the guild and see if I can find anyone else.
Okay.
Burp.
That was like a 7.
How many hours has it been since we left,
I'd say collectively, since this is all happening relatively at the same time, I'd say it's getting to be quite a few hours into the afternoon by the time everyone is done with their business.
Alright. I would like to use one of my checks now.
Perfect. So you're checking to see what Dar is up to?
Just check to see how they're doing.
Okay. For funsies, roll me a d20.
D20. Alright.
So, Dar is currently, oh my god. Dar is currently, shopping for clothes and is talking to the pseudo-dragon, just kind of, does this look good? I don't know. And, like, trying on different outfits. So, at one point, there's a full section of full-on nudity of just, oh god. Before just, like, while changing outfits. And occasionally, rapid head bobbing up and down or left to right. Just like, no, that's not good. Yeah, that's pretty good. And it's just like, yes, he's got a little wiggly head.
Okay.
Slightly distorted.
Based on my opinion, would I agree with the pseudo dragon?
No. No.
Oh, no.
Your fashion taste and the pseudo dragons are very different. The pseudo dragon's just like, yes, you want this one because it accentuates your claws. No, you don't want that one because no one can see your feet. You gotta get those claws visible. You gotta scare people.
The pseudo dragon's a gripper guy.
No, it's not a gripper. He's literally just like, you gotta make sure your claws are available to kill people. All of them.
I love the instant visceral reaction from everyone.
Yeah, so she's trying on different outfits and finding things that she's wanting and or liking. And then every now and then, the pseudo dragon just completely ignores her, dips his head into a bag that's in there, and starts eating whatever pastries she stockpiled on.
Oh god! I have him on
pseudo
his
dragon's gonna.
target!
Your pseudo dragon's gonna come back so chunky.
Oh no!
I never knew your pseudo dragon was a Twitch viewer, man. That's crazy.
I don't wanna.
You're gonna be able to pat him on the back and be like, "Look at you, little thickeroni and cheese."
Oh no. It seems like they're doing fine. I don't want to be a voyeur. Being a voyeur is for a pervert, and I am not a pervert. That is pervert activity. Just wanted to check on them. I did not expect to see so much nudity today. Okay.
Oh, man. So let's see. It seems like everyone is relatively heading in the same direction, if I remember correctly, because the people at the library are done. And then Jonah is AFK at the moment. So I just had a brain fart and I need assistance getting back on track.
That's A-okay. Well, I was following Gleb. Gleb was going... where?
I mean, I was leaving, and then you didn't come out with me right away, so I'm probably just, like, awkwardly standing out there, like, where the fuck is she?
2 books overhead. I got the treasure! Wait, where'd you go? I've got a jar of dirt. I've got a magic book.
Well, I did leave.
I've got a
so
job,
I would follow you, and then I don't know where we would go afterwards. Probably somewhere private.
I assume back to our rooms.
Yeah, that's where I
Waiting for
think we
the
would go
others,
to.
because we never set up anywhere else.
Yeah, we never said, like, we're gonna come back to this place at this time.
Yup.
Yeah.
I return.
Welcome back.
Webba.
We're at a...
Toss of books and new bag folding and head on out.
Alright. I would say that Madrash would probably catch up to Jonah as Jonah is heading towards the, I guess, the shopping area. If you want to
Hey,
tackle
Madrash.
Hello.
How was your escapades?
Not very fruitful. Unfortunately, the Green Root had no necessary information on. They had no information on Mara, no information on the tree really beyond what the public knows, and I did learn a surprising amount about their production means, and also that when a druid increases crop yield, that it actually pulls from the soil. They're more of an overseer guild than necessarily the ones that produce the agriculture themselves, though.
Did they test that if a druid could potentially magically accelerate the degradation of fertilizer into the soil?
No, I did. That didn't come up, but they would very much like strawberry seeds if we can bring strawberries down here on any future visits, and they would be in desperate. They would be desperate for the assistance of an Utyug.
I don't know what that is.
I don't either.
Yeah.
I just
So
remember Utyug.
I learned some things, and I learned that they don't know some things. So I looked into the infrastructure. They don't know where the roots of the tree are. Like where each of the roots are. They didn't study that. They didn't track them or anything. They kind of just go outward. However, they do stay far away from the tree. So as long as freeing the Hilda from the tree does not make the tree fall, the tree rotting, which presumably it would
No one notice
likely
if they were long gone?
it shouldn't provide any problems with the foundation of the city, since they've done most of their infrastructure far enough away from it for a considerable amount of time. So it should be relatively safe, as long as we're not blowing it up and having it fall on a house.
And also, should the obstruction be gone, they will have the ability to use that land for farming.
I do have another idea. I've got this tree sap, and I've got this small handbook. I'm familiar with Istrix. I'm a follower, you see. And I know her bangs. And that being truth and what lasts forever. I feel like if we can get our hands on a basilisk guy down here, I could preserve a handbook containing a deep secret of mine within Amber to create a powerful ward against her powers. Then he looks down at his stuff and he's like, I probably should have bought this after finding a basilisk guy. It seems like waste of money potentially right now.
I don't. Maybe.
Unless you want to chew on the tree sap. It is kind of like gum, but yeah.
I would make something in for a bit more flavor. That being said, if it does start to go bad, we can see if prestidigitation can help refresh it, but I don't know anything else that may help with that. At worst, we could just get more tree sap.
Yeah. Either way,
And
go ahead.
oh, I was going to say, if you mix it with a bit of alcohol, it makes it's very flammable. So I had a friend of mine who used to be into doing tricks with fire, and they were very experienced with the substance. So they actually took a bunch of tree sap, like gently massaged while soaking in a very potent alcohol, and it burns for a very long time. But if you put it on you with a small barrier, it will burn almost off your finger with very little heat actually coming from you. It burns so quickly.
Interesting.
It burns intensely and quickly. But as long as you're not where the fire's burning, you're fine.
I had a friend. I mean, what a coincidence. I also had a friend who was very interested in fire, except he was very inexperienced with it.
Oh, I was going to ask if it might have been the same one.
I very much doubt that.
Do you hail from north?
I hail from the south.
Ah. You know?
Way down. But he was from this city. He points up.
Okay. I'm not, wasn't formally raised in the larger cities, but it would be a small world if we happen to know the same pyromaniac.
Yeah, it would be pretty crazy. He was on. I only knew him for about 5 months. Anyway. I'm gonna see if I can get Basilisk guy. You want to tag along?
Absolutely. Are we going to go see Meep? Well, Meepo.
Meepo, does she do like alchemy things? I was just gonna walk around and see some like person stirring a cauldron or some shit.
We can absolutely look for an apothecary, I'm sure. Though if we want something like maybe magic that could petrify something, we could also
Let's check
Meepo may
Meepo.
have something.
If she has it, I have a feeling she'll give you a discount. You know, just a hunch. We'll move over to Meepo's.
Okay. Easy enough to get to Meepo's and check with her if she has any. Let me do a quick roll, see if she does. That's a 19, yes. She has some basilisk eyes.
Wait. I then turn to Madrash. I have no idea how to use them.
I'm gonna turn to Meepo. So we're looking to use a basilisk eye to turn sap into amber.
Drop in and shake.
I turn to Jonah, and I'm just like, do you have your book ready?
Give me a minute. I'm gonna walk off somewhere. I'm gonna just go to write in it.
Okay.
Okay. Words are hard. Meepo,
Yes?
to not be bored to be a complete dullard, you must have friends in the city who indulge in certain hobbies. And I'm curious if you'd be so bold as to introduce me.
No.
Fair enough.
Well, Meepo not introduce you to others. You stay with Meepo. Meepo's no share.
I'm flattered, especially after you, well, you rushed me out so quickly after making breakfast.
Well, Meepo has to do work too. Can't always be play.
This is fair.
I come back. What you talking about?
Little of this, little of that. So how much would a Basilisk guy run?
For you, 50 gold.
You spoil me.
I'll put down 50 gold in front of her before she can change her mind or anything.
No, she's thinking something else.
Okay.
I'm going to I'm gonna use my telepathy, my limited telepathy, sonic mind, and just gonna whisper simply not if you want me to return tonight. To Meepo, of course.
Roll me a persuasion check.
Please be a higher roll. This just needs to be funny. Oh my fucking god. The total is 27 with a natural 20.
She nods her head quite aggressively, and then whispers to you, "Do you really want to meet others?"
The more the merrier, and don't worry, I will make sure you have all the attention you need.
Okay. I will send out some letters.
Delightful. Jonah,
Yeah.
I assume that it would be best that we take the eye outside in case there's any unforeseen mix-ups, because I would hate to cause a commotion for our dear Meepo.
Yeah, we can do that.
Wonderful. And like as soon as we step out the front of the shop, I'm gonna turn to Jonah. I'm gonna be like, "You're probably not gonna see me tomorrow."
All right. Sure.
I'll check in periodically.
Do we want to postpone the plans we had before?
We have 4 days till the scroll is ready. Trying out multiple solutions at once seems to be our greatest benefit of success. So it sounds like we have a couple days to kill, and live, get to know the townsfolk.
Right. Well, I will see if I can get in with the clerical people and see if I can spend the day learning about their practices regardless.
Of course. if you feel that a more serious approach may help your endeavors, I am always free. I will be, of course, taking a bit of a sabbatical, but I will not slouch on my duties.
Nah, it's fine. Everybody's entitled to some downtime. I'm not gonna complain about it. And besides, we were gonna do two things, and I'm gonna be honest. Being able to all be together for one might be good.
So, at this point, I guess we're gonna put the sap, or the book in the sap, and the eye in the sap, and just shake it.
Is that okay?
Do we think that's gonna work?
Jonah knows nothing.
It'll probably take some time, but yeah.
Okay. The entire time we're walking back to the inn, I'm just like shaking it like a big maraca.
Oh, you don't need to shake it
Dance
that
around.
much.
Yeah.
You just need to shake it enough to where
I put it
the
in.
things mix in, to not be like just stuck to the surface.
Madrash is in
put
a
it
good
and
mood.
mix it, you know.
Madrash
I'll
is
just,
in
like-
a good mood. He's just excessive.
I'll just take it and be like, if you shake it too much, it might end up all cloudy and bubbly and shit.
Mm. You have a fair enough point.
Let it sit, you know, like caramels or something.
Mm. I wonder how our friend with the sweet tooth is doing.
She'd be fine. It's not like she'd blow all her money on sweets and clothes. That'd be ridiculous.
Oh no, you're right. Oh no.
After Jonah says that, he turns and faces the camera. Seeing cuts.
God damn it, Red.
The sad thing is that went over my head because I am struggling to stay awake right now. Would
Red
you guys
broke the fourth wall and stared at the camera.
got it? Would you guys wouldn't mind too much if we ended like 15 minutes early?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Because I'm having a hard time staying awake.
We'll end it with us all, like, actually just making it to the room.
Yes. And everyone has homework for next session. Because you guys got 4 days of downtime, I'm assuming. So just, what you want to do during that time. So yeah. Thank you guys for joining us. And we'll see you guys next week.